Hi, John. John, it seems like a lot of Dolphin players have a story to tell on their first encounter with Don Shula, whether it was over the phone during the draft or in person. There was some sort of impact and impression it made. What do you remember about your first encounter with Don Shula?
Yeah, first of all, so Coach Shula was already a legend by the time I came around, 1986 to 93. But in 86, coming from Western Michigan, drafted in the second round, flying down for training camp, having my first opportunity to meet Coach Shula. He was already the undefeated perfect season coach of the 1972 team, and also in the 80s they went to the Super Bowl. They had Dan Marino. This was the team to be on, and my first impression, it was overwhelming, quite honestly. He said hi to me, and he basically told me I better get nervous, and that was kind of the way he geared a player up, is to expect excellence immediately. And he was looking for me to lead the defense and gave me every opportunity to do that, and expected the most out of us.
Dave Hyde.
Hey, John, how you doing? I remember you telling a story about Shula yelling at you on the sidelines, and you said you're not going to take it anymore, and you demanded a meeting with him, and about cursing and everything, and he had no idea. Wait, do you remember that story? And can you fill in my missing the gap in some of the memory I have with it?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Shula demanded so much from us, and there was a game in Cleveland. That was his home state, as you know, where a Monday Night Football game, my rookie year, I was playing hurt all the time, and I got through the whole game, and right before the end, went into the x-ray room, got diagnosed, had just a terrible contusion in my arm, and I went back to, after the game, after our defeat, went back to Coach Shula with the doctor, and he just was so frustrated. Took out a little bit of that frustration on me. And coming from Wisconsin, I didn't swear. I heard a lot of it in sports, but Coach Shula had probably the frustration in him that day and shared it with me. But it bothered me. So, it not only motivated you, but it would also challenge you. And later that week, Bob Baumhauer was my locker roommate, and he would encourage me to just chill out. But I had to get it off my chest, and I went into Coach Shula's office that week and just shared with him that I'd never wanted to be sworn at again. And the story goes beyond that, but needless to say, Coach Shula respected my wishes, and he certainly had ways of communicating to you. It didn't have to be in a form of a swear word, but he would definitely rile you up and get you prepared. One of the things I'll never forget, and we all have moments of this, but in my life, that moment lasted 8 years, and he demanded the most out of his players, and many of his players couldn't deal with that, including myself at times. But what happened was we performed beyond our wildest imagination. And when a player can look in the mirror and say, that wasn't me, but somebody's expectation of my performance that overcame my own limitations, I mean, that is an amazing aspect of a great coach. And it's not easy during the moment, but in retrospect, every player that played for Coach Shula looks back and says, he got me to do more out of my body, out of my performance than I could have ever done on my own. And a mentor, a coach, a great leader can take a team of people like that and make them great. And that's what he did year in and year out for those years he coached for the Miami Dolphins and beyond, quite honestly. he lives in every one of our dreams and sometimes nightmares to this day.